do something, yeah.
How much time they have, the MTC and everything, and how much space they have.
All right, well, find the edge of your chair. And before, I mean, if you've got your ball underneath your foot, just keep it there, but don't move it for a sec, because we are going to focus in October on breathing, okay? And go ahead and close your eyes. I wanted to just share with you just kind of a little bit of understanding of the body, maybe yogic-wise, what it has done. So the Sutras of Patanjali, there's an eight-limbed path, okay? Pranayama, or breath work. Prana is the life force. It is your heart pumping through your body, pumping blood through your body. It is your lungs breathing. It is the energy that runs through. But pranayama is working and practicing. It's the inflow of the breath, the outflow of the breath, and the retention of the breath. And so we kind of practice those, and those things together, one, physically, they increase our diaphragmatic abilities, right? They strengthen that diaphragm muscle, that's what it's designed to do, is to breathe. Okay, there are all sorts of breaths, okay? We are going to be doing 3 today. We'll do the box breathing, which we've done before. We'll do belly breathing, which we've done before. And then we're going to do the Ujjayi breathing, which is victorious breath. We've done it, but I probably haven't talked about it as much. So when we start practicing, notice what happens when you start really focusing on your breath. For me, I'm here on my mat, on my chair. I'm totally present as I focus on the counting, the inhale, the exhale. So I'd like you to just start. We'll start with a box breath, an inhale, a pause, doesn't matter how many counts, an exhale, and a pause, and inhale, pause, and exhale, and pause. Years ago, when I learned this breath, I just learned it as breath retention, which is kumbhaka. And then I was reading a book, and it talked about that in the military, they teach box breathing. And in my mind, I knew exactly what it was, because I picture in my mind this breath, this inhale that goes up one side, pause that goes across the top, the exhale, which comes down the other side, and the pause that takes us across. So in your mind's eye, your imagination, trace a box with your mind as you breathe. The inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. Continue to make just that plain, ordinary box. The inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And as you do those breaths, continue to picture in your mind, in your mind's eye, that box. We're going to change the shape of our box. So in your mind, picture a taller, thinner box. Inhale, longer. Just a small pause, and exhale, longer. And pause. Inhale, longer. A short little pause, and exhale. So in your mind's eye, you're picturing now this tall box. It's one that's meant to carry, I don't know, something in it that's long and thin. And then rolls of something.
Rolls.
So now we're going to change it up again. We're going to do a short inhale and a longer pause. Just notice what happens. There is no right or wrong. Inhale and pause, and pause, and pause, and exhale, and pause, and pause, and pause, and inhale, and pause, and pause, and pause, and pause, and exhale, and pause, and pause, and pause, and pause, and then just breathe normal. So we took our box from being long and skinny vertically to being long and skinny horizontally. But notice that as you practice those breaths, right, you can open your eyes, you were here. You weren't over there, you weren't on your list, you weren't on getting ready, you weren't on being late. There was just nothing but right here. And so at any time, we can't always close our eyes to do that, but this box breathing in the car, if you're late to getting here, so you know that with my new travel time, getting here has just been kind of stressful, and I decided I can take the stress out of that. How do I do that? So I went early and did a yoga class already, and then just came here and got everything set up, nice and calm, being right here, right now, making those steps. We actually, if we don't even know the answer, if we pause and do this breathing, all of a sudden, we've opened up these windows of inspiration. And so that's one of the beauties that breathing does. And I wanted to read you this quote. It's a mantra. It comes from Baron Baptiste, who I studied with his wife, Dana, and she was my first yoga teacher. That was really, where I studied and did a little bit of her certification. He says, if you're in the now, you'll know how. If you're in the now, I'm here, I'll know how. I'll know how because I'm taking time to listen to answers to the questions. And so one of the things in my study, a couple weeks ago, I was down teaching a yoga retreat in Zion's, and our whole focus was about potential. And we've talked about it in class, okay? But one of the things that has stood out to me the most is how many times in scripture, in sacred texts, in the sutras, it asks us to seek, to ask, to learn. That we can know, but we have to put ourselves in a place where we're open to getting answers, okay? So go ahead and grab your roll. Okay, so that's box breathing, and I'll put this in the show, and it's already actually been sent to you as an email, except that I didn't think I had your email. I think you might have, and it didn't pop up on my computer, so I'll as soon as we're done with class, I'll have that. But one of the things, okay, with this box breathing is, and it's kind of fun to do, go ahead and find all the places, anything that's tight, anything that needs some work, and then change it up. Okay, let's take a breath, an inhale. Just stop your foot for a minute. An inhale that's really long. A short pause, and an exhale that's short, and then a long pause. We've taken that box and we've gone. It's like not one you'd want to move with because you've kind of created this. You want this box, right? Try it again. Take a deep, long inhale. Just a short pause. And then exhale quickly. And then pause. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Take a deep inhale and exhale and just breathe normal. So practice this week with the box breathing. Just practice changing it up. We've done, now let's do one more. Go ahead and do just a normal inhale. A normal pause. A very long exhale. And a short pause. And then inhale. Pretty normal. And pause. Kind of normal. And then exhale as long as you can. It can be an audible exhale. I love audible exhales. And then a pause. And then inhale. And exhale normal. So notice which is difficult for you. A longer exhale sometimes is. And if we follow a long exhale with a long pause, we start to feel that strain. And you can feel it kind of ink up through here. And we don't ever want to feel the strain. So we just notice, oh, I'm feeling strained, right? And then we just take a breath. And the strain is gone. What if, really, life could be that way? I will submit that I think it can, okay, if we'll allow. So finding those tight places, make sure you find your toes, spread them on either side of that ball, kind of come up onto the tippy, like with that stretch, so reaching up, that should feel a little uncomfortable. And then go ahead and you're gonna just take the toes, stretch. You might get a cramp in the bottom of the foot. You might feel it in your thighs, in your quads, in your calves, and then come back. Go ahead back to the spread. This is one of the best things you can do for your feet. Come up. Now let's breathe with this, okay? We're up here. Now we're gonna go up and over. That will be an exhale, and then we'll pause. Go ahead and we'll just talk through it again. Work it back to where you're on the toes. So the inhale is going to be here flat on the floor. And then as you pause, go ahead and just pick up the heel, lean a little forward, stretch through those toes. And then exhale, roll the toes up and over. Pause. Come back to normal. One more. Inhale. Pause. Find the point. Oh no, find this, sorry. And then exhale, roll the toes over. Pause and just come back to center. And breathe normal. So one of the things we're going to really work on today is moving with our breath. Okay. The inhale, almost always the inhale you want to find length. And then the exhale is where you can create some movement, some. One of the things I like to do, like even like a twist, is I finish the exhale, and then in my pause, I like to just see if there's room for any little bit more movement. Does that make sense? Okay, change feet. Let's move, just find the rolling out first. Breathing deeply. You can totally close your eyes and just feel for the feet, the arch of the foot. Mine aren't very sore today. That's kind of cool. Rolling through the ball, pausing where you find a little bit of a tender place. Breathing through the sensation, right? So just taking the breath to the sensation. Another image that you could bring in your heart with breath is as you inhale, you've got a straw that goes right down to where you feel that sensation. Inhale deeply. And then exhale, using the straw, push that freshly oxygenated air right down into that sensation. Mouth is closed. It's like you're blowing that air down. See if you can direct that with your brain. Do one more. Inhale. Sucking out any of the tension or the sensation. Pause for a moment and then exhale, blow back in. Beautifully done. Inhaling and exhaling. Go ahead and let's find our toes. Roll down onto the side, big toe on one side. The first one always seems a little awkward for me, okay? Finding that there. There's the inhale. Go ahead and just lift into the pause. And then up and over for the exhale. And then there's a pause. And just come back to center. So we're moving, go ahead and breathe normal. We're moving through, like even on the pause, we've got movement happening, and that happens when we practice yoga. Pause doesn't mean still and nothing moves. Pause just means maybe I can go a little deeper. Maybe I can create some range of motion, okay? Inhale. Pause, go ahead and just lift the heel, getting an extra little stretch. You might feel that in your calves. And then exhale, up and over. There's a pause. And then just pull back to center before you're ready to inhale. Pause, lifts the heel, leans forward a little. Exhale. Up and over, finding that stretch. Pause. And come back to center. Let's do one more. Inhale. Pause, feel the lift. Exhale. Roll it over. Pause. Come back to center. And just breathe more. And then go ahead and walk your ball. So, does that make sense? Questions at all?
My mother-in-law's got hematosis and surgery on. If she'd been doing this, would she not have this?
I'm not going to say she won't have to have, but I've had people that have needed it and they haven't needed to have surgery as they've worked this. So honestly, a hammer toe is the muscle, right, that has contracted and now won't lengthen. So when we practice lengthening, that's a great, let's put our heels down. Bring your forearms to your thighs so you can kind of lean. Okay, try to just almost like something is connected to each toe and try to just lengthen it long towards the front of the room. Don't worry about the spread, but you can spread if it helps. Don't worry about the, I've got this one toe that when I try to spread, the toe drops. I can't do that, but then I can stretch. If I pull the toe up so it doesn't drop, then these won't stretch as long. So we're reaching for the stretch. I have one toe that I actually have to bring the foot all the way to the floor, and you can actually see it. I'll come and show you because it's the most amazing thing. I'll be here, you can see that there's kind of a curl, but then when I put the foot down, those toes can reach. You can see this is a broken toe. So it's kind of clueless. And I never did get it back. So yeah, I just plant. I've got this one that always does this little curl. But the minute I plant, I can reach. And then you never want to have that. It's just like, toes are so long. Aren't they just amazing? They're like fingers. So most hammer toes, what they do is they go in and they'll cut the tendon underneath here, and so that it can stretch long. And it's not like a terrible surgery to have, but anytime you cut, you're going to have scar tissue, so you've got to have some work. So what I would do with her is have her, after her surgery, after she's healed, make sure she's getting a lot of just this massage, right, into those toes to create that give. Okay. So, great question. Let's go ahead and just do some cat-cow here. So I have got underneath this left shoulder blade, there's a pinch, and I'm not quite sure what I did, but I just feel it. When I sit, it just starts to kind of ache, and then it aches a little bit more and a little more. So you might see for me to just kind of come and do this. I want to be gentle though, because a pole, if I overdid that stretch back into it, then I'm going to create, maybe a bigger pole. Does that make sense? So poles, they take time to heal. So go ahead, using your hands or your forearms, just a little bit of cat-cow. Move with your breath. We're going to change it up. So find the inhale, you're open. And the exhale, you're closed. And the inhale, you've opened. And the exhale, Go ahead and do an audible exhale, H-A. Inhale. It's one of the things that dispels heat. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and stay here, but inhale, move the hands to this leg and this chair and twist as you exhale. And then go ahead and inhale, lengthen and exhale. Do cat-cow here. Inhale, you'll find the stretch going down the side, the opposite side body. And exhale. And inhale. One of the reasons we focus so much on the breath is again to keep us right here. Go ahead and just move where your spine wants to take you. And on the exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and just start a little bit of that barrel roll. You can shift in your hips, okay, but you're just moving side to side. And no matter how many times I do this, the first one or two feels so awkward, especially seated. And then reverse it, and the same thing. It's like I feel so awkward right at first. And then you find, oh, wait, that's okay, right? And then go ahead and inhale. Find the twist and just exhale. Find an inhale, maybe a pause at the top that lifts you a little higher. And exhale, but maybe you use your hands to help twist, and then a pause at the end for a little more. Maybe the head moves. And then inhale. And exhale. Notice that you don't always have to have a kumbhaka. Inhale and exhale. But you'll find almost always inhale. And on the exhale, come back to center. So you will find that almost always you'll have a little bit of a pause, even if you're not meaning to pause. And it's just the change up of the muscle. Okay? So anytime again, if we feel strain, temples, behind the eyes, in the shoulders and the neck, we've gone too far. Never breathing do we want to feel straight. And I will always talk about that, okay? We're going to do some belly breathing. Bring your hands to your belly. Inhale. You're going to let the hands push out. This is easier done lying on our backs, but we're going to do it seated. Okay, and then you exhale, just push the belly back. Inhale. Let the belly stick out. Exhale. Use the hands to pull it back. Inhale. You feel a little bit like your abdominal cavity, push it back on the exhale. Move with your breath. Is almost like a bellows. This is absolutely fabulous work for the diaphragm. Just the movement in and out. Now, this breath is always there, but go ahead and just pause. Come back to just your normal breath. It's going to be kind of shallow. It doesn't require the diaphragm to do any work. But the diaphragm is always just working, moving the air in and out of the lungs. Create space, expelling the space. Beautifully done. Go ahead and bring the hands back to the belly. Inhale into the belly. And then find a pause. And then exhale. Inhale again into the belly. Find a pause. And exhale. Notice we're not pausing after the exhale. Now, just so you breathe normal, just so you know, I talk on the pauses. That's what I've trained myself to do because I have done where I'm trying to breathe at the same time. It doesn't work very well. And so you'll find me taking an inhale. And then I talk, and then I exhale. And then I'll talk some more. So I have got that box breathing happening pretty much the whole time I'm teaching. It's kind of cool. All right, here we go. Let's add on. Inhale into the belly. Pause. Take the hands to the ribs. Continue the same inhale. And exhale. Comes all the way down to the belly. Inhale into the belly. And pause. In the pause, we move our hands to the ribs. Inhale. Maybe a pause. And then exhale. It goes, it's like a rolling pin rolling down our abdominals. Inhale into the belly. Pause. Hands go to the ribs. Inhale. Pause. Hands come to the chest. Inhale. Pause and exhale. Notice that inhale might not have much left. It's okay. If it feels strained, go ahead and just take normal breaths. So as you exhale, you're just moving it down the body. This I use driving all the time. Okay, you don't have to have. So I use both of these kind of interchangeably. They're both designed to bring you back to where you're at, focused. They're also both designed to kind of calm this parasympathetic nervous system. Actually, it probably calms both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. Okay. So the inhale, a pause, more inhale, a pause, more inhale, a pause, and exhale. That top inhale. So when we do the pause, the diaphragm stops and it actually is contracted. And so it's almost like the same when you do, like if you push against here and pull the belly down, you're doing an isotonic and isometric contraction. One that doesn't move through range of motion, it just pulls and resists. Both are strengthening. The movement we need, but we also need the strengthening, and the pause strengthens the diaphragm. So it's kind of cool. Go ahead and reach up and over. Find that stretch. Come back. Inhale. Exhale takes you here. Inhale brings you up. Exhale takes you there. Inhale brings you up. Exhale takes you there. Inhale brings you up and down. So moving with your breath, let's find that sun salutation, okay? Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hinge. Pause, bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale, curl back. Pause as you exhale and reach the back a little deeper. Inhale, come all the way up. Take an exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge. Pause, bring the hands to your thighs. And exhale back. Inhale, uncurl. Yeah, really well done. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Hands here is a pause. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, continue pulling back. And then inhale. There's no pause there. And we just open it up. Okay? We're going to add the twist. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Hands come here, pause. Inhale back. Exhale, continue back. Inhale up, take the hands with you. Exhale, twist. Pause, adapt the shoulder. Getting ready to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, kind of round. Tuck the chin. Inhale, come back. Notice there's no pause there. Exhale again, find the top, the round. Inhale again. This time, pause, lift the hands, and exhale, come back. Beautifully done. Inhale here. Exhale, there's a hinge. Hands move on the pause. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, continue back. Inhale, come all the way up, bring the hands with you. Exhale, take the twist. Pause, find the shoulder, and get ready to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Find a pause. Release the hands and exhale, come back to center. So you can see all the different places we can add those pauses. And there really isn't a right and wrong way. Okay, we're just trying to work through that. Let's work into our hips. I think my clock is gone.
Yeah.
It's just 8:34, so we're
Okay, so I need to go to work too.
okay. We need to go a little early too, so you're welcome to both leave. when you
Didn't
need
want
to.
to miss it though.
I'm glad. Go ahead and put the ball of the foot, just come down, find the stretch. Remember, if the knee, you can totally move the ankle a little bit ahead of the knee. Yeah, it's better on the foot. Push down, you're going to take the lean, we want some weight into that. Notice if your knees love to do this turn in, that they're narrower than your ankles and your hips. We're trying to keep them right over. It's moving and using these muscles just a little bit more. Push down into that heel, and then go ahead with your weight on you're gonna come up. We've already done a little bit of this. Come down, but we haven't found that stretch in the calf. Come back up. Heel comes up, come back down, stretch. Come back up, come back down, stretch, come back up. Okay, and then go ahead and come up, and we're just gonna step. We're not even moving the block here. Lift the foot, take it over, bring it up and back. Now let's move it with our breath. Inhale, pause, exhale, down. Inhale, pause, exhale, down. Inhale, pause, exhale, down. One of the things we want to do, inhale, pause, exhale, down. Put your hand right on your thigh. Feel the muscles engage as you do this. Inhale, pause, there they go. Exhale, down. Inhale, pause, exhale, down. Inhale, pause, exhale, down. Notice we're not doing an exhale on the end. When we really start working and getting more into the pauses, we always start with the inhale pause first. We wait on that exhale pause. Okay, take a deep inhale and exhale. We're going to take it and put the heel on the block. Slight bend in the knee. You're going to feel as if there's a wire just kind of pulling, and then you're trying to pull it down. Push into the heel, right? But don't let the lock happen. Yeah, I know. The lock is easy to happen. How's your hip? Is this okay on it?
Yeah, no, my side is a little.
Is it bugging you today? Okay. So, little bend, lengthen forward. That's the inhale. There's going to be a little pause, and on the exhale, I want you to lift back and take the leg up in the air. And bring it back. The inhale lengthens the body. Pause. The exhale. Inhale, take it over. Pause. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, it's so amazing to me. Pause. Exhale. Notice if on your exhale, okay, if you're here and on your exhale, you kind of move this back first before, try to move as a hinge so that it's an, well, I'm gonna fall off the chair. Try to move as a hinge, right? So that you're just hinging in that, so it's not a cave at all, okay? If we did it on the floor, it would be harder on the muscle because we have to lift it higher, okay? Go ahead and release. See if you can bring your toes underneath. I know both of you can do this. Come onto the tops of your toes. Oh, yeah. Gently. Use your hands on the chair. Use your hands to push down to lift your body up. Breathe to that sensation. Go ahead, and if you can pull back a little bit further, and you'll actually start to get a stretch on the quad. You can totally take your shoulders back. You can bend your elbows. You're hinging back, creating some space. Inhale and exhale. holding that, and then inhale, come back up and release that way. Now, if that bugs your knee, we're not doing that, okay? But I don't think either of you have one. Let's go to the second side. We want to get warmed up, so we've got some time to do just a few more things. Come down onto that ankle or to the heel. I need to stretch in the calf. I don't know about you, but sometimes you go into a pose and you kind of go, oh. So take some pause. Let yourself breathe a couple breaths to the sensation of that calf lengthening. It's getting just a little longer. It's easing in some of the sensation you're feeling. And then come up. Weight is on the leg because you're leaning. And come up. Weight and come up. So you're resisting. It's working the legs. Put it down. Come back up to a point. Come down. Now let's move with our breath. Let's let the inhale here, the exhale here. Notice we're changing it up. The inhale is here. The exhale is here. The inhale. The exhale. So when I'm in yoga poses, which this could be a yoga pose, right? This would be intense calf stretch. And come all the way up. Utthita is intense. Calf. Don't know, can't remember that one. Awesome. Okay, go ahead and put the heel. Slide bend. Feel the lift. Remember, okay, we're hinging with the body. So just kind of practice that. Not letting the cave happen up here. Holding the spine erect. Go ahead and inhale here. Pause. Exhale, lift the leg. Take it back down. Inhale, there's a pause. Exhale, there's a lift. Inhale, there's a pause. Exhale, there's a lift. If you need to not pause as long, please move more. Inhale, pause, exhale, lift. We did this one first, sorry. Inhale, the other one's gonna get you faster. Exhale, pause, and bring it down. Here we go. The inhale is up, there's a pause, and there's an exhale. Come back up, pause, and exhale. Inhale, pause, and exhale. Inhale, pause, and exhale. Feel your thigh engage. Be so excited. There's a contracting muscle in there, right? Lift that up. Trying to move without the body hinging on this part. I think I was hinging for a moment. And one more, and back up. Oh, and shake it out. Nicely done. Go ahead and go wide. If it helps me to pick up my hips and set them back down. If you need to remove your blanket, if that feels a little better without the blanket. Okay, your toes are turned out, but remember, our feet can turn out deeper than the knee. That's an incredible torque on the knee. We want to have that movement. We don't want to hold and work with that movement. The same thing in a lunge. We don't want to lunge and take the knee over the ankle. Okay, we always want the ankle right below the knee. So we just kind of watch that. So go out a little wider if you need to. Hands here, you can totally let your arms lengthen almost all the way. Taking your body up, there's those long legs and short body. We got the longer body and the shorter legs. So just go ahead and we're gonna inhale, take the lean, exhale. See if you can tuck your tailbone under gently. Inhale here. Now, if you start to feel a cramp, outside glute, move the legs in just a little bit. Inhale here, exhale. Inhale here, exhale. Now try to do a little bit of elbow, okay? I'm going to just suggest for hips, that you find this all day long, this kind of movement. Reverse it. What it does, as we age, the synovial sac that's kind of surrounds and is in that hip socket, it dries up. It's got fluid in it. This helps juice it, reverse it. Yeah, can you feel that on the outside of your hips?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, it already feels better
Yeah.
than the first surgery.
So just you're reversing. So if you can't do the circle, then wherever you're at, you're doing this. It's that little motion we've kind of done. How does that feel? Does that hurt?
Oh, it hurts.
This hurts,
It's not this.
but the other one. Yeah. So this is where you're coming to find ease of sitting. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, and we're going to kind of try to do, well, just follow me. Go take your knees that way, okay? I want to get into here today. So I've got a right ankle in my knee as I'm coming over, and if you find that that's too great a stretch, here's totally fine to add that. In fact, you might want to do that. Okay, find this give here, find the stretch. Guess what? We're going to twist. Can you feel the outside of the hip? Yeah. Find the twist away from it. Come back and just take the leg out to the side. Bring it back in. The inhale is here. The exhale is back. And the pause, we're going to practice the pause exhale. On the exhale, come back in. Inhale, find a twist. You can pause there if you want. Exhale, move. Okay, don't use your hand to push. Okay, you can push here, but what is happening is I'm pushing back. It's like give and take with the hand. I'm not doing this. That is torquing past what my hip can do. Okay, come back. We've done a lot of that in our life, haven't we? Come back in. Inhale, find that give, and exhale. And then go ahead, you can totally keep your foot here, but just wiggle. And then take it and kind of see if you can hug it and just kind of have a little bit of a lift and a roll as well. On your back in bed, this is a fabulous thing to do. And reverse. Does that one hurt to do too? That one doesn't, but the other one I can tell caused some intense.
Oh, you can tell on my face.
I can tell on your face.
She watches us.
I was watching. Go ahead, and if you want a second side, you don't have to have that walk. It's actually moved so that we can go this way. So this leg's crossing the plane of the body, so the block's going to come more over this way. Yeah, and bring your back here. There you go. And just take there, here, and then you're going to gently twist opposite. Take an inhale. There might be a little bit of a pause, and then exhale, let it just open. And inhale, a little bit of a pause, and exhale, open. Inhale, notice we're not pausing, it's okay. You can have a pause, you don't need a pause. Inhale, now we're going to work into our Ujjayi Breath. Ujjayi Breath is a little more vigorous. It doesn't have to be though. I sat next to somebody in class for 3 hours one day with a and I'm like, I just want to die. That's a little aggressive. You don't need to be that aggressive. That is some work that is done, and you're working the back of your throat here. So on the inhale, kind of feel a little bit of a, what's the sound, like the ocean, a little bit of a, and then the exhale is a, but your lips are closed, okay? So try that, inhale, exhale. This will start to create some internal core heat. So if you're like, I didn't get really a workout in today, right? Then you're like, breath. Deanna Baptiste that I was also talking about, she worked on a cruise ship for a while and hardly had any time to do her own personal practice. It was just go, 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 constantly, staff. You know, she did it one year and she's like, no, never But she found that if she could do this Ujjayi Breath, even if she couldn't get exercise in, that Ujjayi Breath helped her body feel like it was exercising. Isn't that amazing that we can do that with our breath? So come back to this. Inhale, find the throat. Probably not quite the same if you don't have time to exercise. Anyway, inhale. Exhale. Exaggerate it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then soften the breath. Inhale. Exhale. You're still using your throat. You're still heating up your core, and then release. Go ahead and move it out to the side and just wiggle. You can bring it up here if that helps, though it will not be so intense. You okay? Okay, good. Let's stand up. How do we feel? Let's do our shake. I've shared how Joan, the last time we were doing this, was like, everything's jiggling. I thought that was the cutest thing ever. So find that jiggle, let it just go. This is another thing. If you think about the movement we're creating, we wiggle long enough and then we hold and we feel that energy just kind of goes. Yeah, that's prana. That's our prana. Moving through. Go ahead, reach back. I'm just moving that so we can see it. Take the stretch. Oh, I don't know about you, but we can do all that warming up at the hip, and then I get to here, and it's like, oh. So Diane, does this hurt your hips to do these?
What?
Does this hurt your hips to do these or feel good?
No.
Oh, well, no, does it feel good?
That's good.
It does feel good. Okay, so walk your feet in just a little bit, bend your knees, and then reach your hips. See if you can get your body to come down kind of in between your arms. Your hips are reaching back. So your body is lengthening. Yeah, stretch back with those hips. Don't let your head hang. Try to pull your shoulders on your back. This is one of the best things, and then we're just going to shift the hips side to side. I'm going to go a little bit more forwards here. That can be seen. I'm in a window and I'm wearing black. Okay, so just finding that shift, that length of spine. Come as much as you can, and then come up, round. Just breathe. Take the inhale that rounds your spine, and then exhale, take the bend. Inhale, round through your spine. Exhale, take the bend. Inhale, round through your spine. Exhale, take the bend, and the reach, and then walk it all the way in. Roll through your shoulders. That's just some of the best work we can do. Okay, we're going to actually do a couple of lunges today. I'm getting hot. Plant the one
The
foot.
room is really hot.
Well, the heat got turned on. So anyway, yeah, sweating is actually good for us.
I was going to say they pay good money, places
To have it hot. It's not, you walk into those and you know you're hot. So come in, that back foot is spun so that the toes are going to face the wood doors for you guys. Yeah. And then this lunge, you're going to make sure that the knee isn't going to go forward of the ankle. So you got to have enough space between the legs that you can bend and straighten. Right hand's going to stay, left hand's going to be on the hips. Okay. We're going to come in and out. This is a warrior 2 stance. This is a triangle stance. I want you to watch the hips. The warrior 2, we try to come down. It's not a forward lean with my body. I'm just bending the knee. Okay, so try not to notice if my body moves this way. Okay, that's not it. I'm just bending the knee. And then I'm going to straighten and take the hips back. I'm going to bend the knee. I'm going to straighten and take the hips back. This is more of a triangle pose. Triangle pose, you're looking for spine long. So from this tailbone all the way up the spine to the crown of my head. So I'm not letting my head do this or this, right? And I don't want this curve. I'm really trying to reach the hips and keep triangle. It's angles, right? We're creating these angles, okay? It means angle pose. Come up, bend the knee. Come back, straighten. Let's use our breath. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale here, exhale back. And then go ahead with both hands. If you need to, you can just turn on your toes, do a couple hops, and come up, shake it out. Second side. I am just going to turn around.
Very good stretch.
This is great work for both hamstring, okay? So coming in, finding your pose. Now my foot is underneath the chair so that when I bend, my knee can't go past. It's just kind of a help, right? Because sometimes you're not paying attention and you can go in, but again, this taking the knee past the ankle is one of the worst things you can do for the knee when you're up this high. Okay, if we're down low, we can do that, but we're not down low. Okay, so go ahead and shake it out. Here we go, hand on the hip. Inhale is here. Try to keep the body here. One of the tendencies is to go this way with it. Okay, we're not doing that. So it's here, and then we're just going to try and shift the hips. Ooh, come in, the inhale is here. The exhale is here. The inhale is here. The exhale, find length in the spine. Let it lengthen. The inhale is here. The exhale is finding that length. Notice we're doing a ton of repetitions and find that length. Come back to the bend and find that length. One last two, three more. Down and find that length. Sometimes when I forget to count, I go by how my legs are feeling. You know, it's like, okay, are they getting tired? Do I feel them yet? And there's the third one. Stay, both hands, spin up on that back toe, and then just hop it in. And then come back to that shake. Oh, yeah. So how was that on the hips?
That's fine.
That was fine. I would do that every day.
Okay.
Those are such great, because we've got the hip kind of open, and then we're working on just the moving of the joint with the muscle. Okay, beautifully done. Okay, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, stretch it back. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, stretch it back. Find that give. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, find that stretch. And then shake it here. Wiggle through the knees. Okay, we're going to do just a little bit of twisting. Bring your, see if you can, if you need to hold on to a chair, you can hold on with one hand. If you can do this, fabulous. Okay, go ahead and here, take your feet a little wider so you don't have to face me. Okay, go ahead and drop one shoulder, open and twist. And then come back to center. The inhale is here. The exhale is the twist to the other side. The inhale is here. The exhale is the twist. The inhale is here. The exhale is the twist. One more each side. The inhale is here. The exhale is up. The inhale. Notice we changed it a little bit. Roll up through your spine. Take a long breath and then come back to your seat. Because it's, if you're wanting to leave early, it's time.
Yeah.
And I know that the floor is the hardest thing for you, so we'll end in the chair. And you can do that at any time. Grab your bolster, put it across your lap.
Have it built in.
You have a built-in bolster. Lean forward. Let the hands, see if you can let them hang. Tuck the chin. You'll feel a stretch in the spine. If the hands start to tingle, you're welcome to put them on your thighs. Tuck your chin and breathe. Is this ideal Shavasana? No. but notice the breath. You always look for the breath. If my breath is starting to sound like I'm running, like it's, then I'm doing it too aggressively. So I watch, I listen in class for that breath as we're moving to stay calm. Go ahead and come back to center. We've worked 3 breaths today. Sit up as tall as you can. Find your sit bones. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a deep inhale. An audible HA exhale. Do another one of those and let that exhale expand and float. Go ahead and turn the head to one side and then the other. Bring it down. Lift it up. The divine, the light, the greatness within all of us. I see it in you because it's in me. I bow to that. Namaste.
Namaste.